Hello and welcome to the Street Crime UK YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Today we look at 4 Derby men brought vast quantities of high purity cocaine to sell to regular users in the city. 8 kilos of a Class A drug were found at a warehouse man Michael Ward's Chellaston garage when police raided it. Derby Crown Court heard how the furloughed salesman allowed kingpin Ajmal Hussain, who drove flashy cars and wore designer clothes and watches, to store his drugs there. Mr. Hussain and co-defendant Jameel Hussain used encrypted phones to organise the purchase of vast amounts of the drug from high-level movers around the UK. Over a 12-month period, the hearing was told the latter brought more than 4 kilograms of the illegal powder for £1.5 million, renting out 3 different flats in the city to use as stash houses. For 28 months, the 4th gang member, Kamar Adris, worked as a runner for Jamal Hussain, delivering to 1 regular user. And when each of them was arrested, hundreds of thousands of pounds were seized from them or addresses linked to them. Jailing the group for a combined total of 27.5 years, Judge Jonathan Bennett said, "Ajmal Hussain and Jamal Hussain, you conspired together with others to acquire, supply and sell many kilograms of cocaine. Each of you were involved in a large-scale, sophisticated drug dealing operation in the city of Derby over a long period of time. Both of you clearly had a high-ranking role in the upper echelons of the drug-dealing fraternity and were trusted by others in similar high roles in this world. Kamar Adris, you were involved in a sub-conspiracy, and Michael Ward, you were a warehouser for Ajmal Hussain, allowing your home to be used for the stash or storage of multiple kilograms of cocaine at your home." Kevin Barry, prosecuting, outlined each of the quartet's involvement in the conspiracy. Mr. Barry said, "One handover saw him buy 4 kilograms at £38,000 per kilo in Mickleover. At the beginning of the conspiracy, he bought 6 kilograms of cocaine, paying £195,000. When the police went to Mr. Ward's stash house, he was out, but he alerted Ajmal Hussain and he saw the police on his video doorbell. Ajmal then placed £111,000 in a box and gave it to his partner, who drove off with a child in the car as she was arrested minutes later. Ajmal fled the door and was arrested the following day in Sheffield." Mr. Barry said Jamal Hussain bought 5 kilograms of cocaine from Ajmal Hussain, paying £190,000 to sell it on. He said Ajmal was his local, Derby-based supplier, but he was also supplied by other wholesalers. Over 9 months, he received 9 kilograms, paying out £344,000, 5 kilograms of which was for Ajmal. An estimate of what he purchased during the 12-month period was 40.5 kilograms at a cost of £1.5 million. He purchased BMWs, an Audi, purchased designer clothes and jewellery, including Cartier, and went on expensive holidays to Dubai. Mr. Barry said Jamal Hussain used Mr. Adris of Normanton to regularly deliver 3 grams per week to a regular customer whose name was revealed in court. He said the cocaine would be left in a plant pot next to the front door of the man who built up a drug debt running into the thousands. Mr. Barry said he was a part-time minicab driver who accepted he made 23 separate trips to a regular user. He said Mr. Ward agreed to permit Ajmal Hussain to regularly store large quantities of cocaine in his garage for 9 months. An initial 5 kilograms was seized. The Barry said Mr. Ward acted as a warehouser of the drug. His ex-partner told the police that Ajmal would visit most days and Mr. Ward told her he was fetching tools. He told a different, later ex-partner he had been storing drugs for someone else for extra money as he had been furloughed from his job. As well as Mr. Ward's house, the rented stash flats were in Spring Street, Brow Street and Anderell Street, all in Derby. All 4 defendants pleaded guilty to conspiracy to supply cocaine. Ajmal Hussain, 30, of Strutt Street, Derby, was jailed for 12.5 years. Dan Taylor, his barrister, said he has a long-term partner who is now 8 months pregnant with his 2nd child. The inevitable prison sentence will see him miss out on much of his new child's childhood. Jameel Hussain, 32, of Clarence Road, was jailed for 9 years. Mandisa Knights, mitigating, said he had ambitions in younger life to live a virtuous life and ended up living a parallel life during community work with a lifestyle in the drugs trade. Mr. Adris, 32, of Dairy House Road, was jailed for 2 years. So what are your thoughts about this Derby-based quartet and how they sourced, purchased, stored and sold high purity cocaine around the city? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, stay safe.